Paw Patrol, whenever you're in trouble. Paw Patrol, will be there on the double. No job's too big, no paws too small. Paw Patrol, we're on a roll. Here we go, Paw Patrol. Whoa-ho-ho, whoa-ho-ho, Paw Patrol.
I can gladly say I do not know that tune.
So the reason why we did that is because we have grandkids.
Got it. And they love that tune?
Yeah.
They love that tune.
And I guess
it's a show.
It's a show.
It's a show.
It's Paw Patrol.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming it's a popular show.
It's a very popular show.
I've never heard of it. Never seen it.
It's the same thing like Coco Melon. Coco Melon's the same thing.
You're still not identifying any landmarks right now.
You gotta look it up.
I am looking for the toothless Jimmy in the pickup truck in the corner to find out where I'm gonna go. No. I'm lost, man. Where are we going here?
No, because I got grandkids and that's their favorite show. So we were trying to come up with an idea this morning, and I was kind of a bit of a brain fart. It's like, well, they're gonna watch the show. So I was like,
we have to keep it clean.
Well, he's only 1.5, so he won't understand the words.
Oh, no, and his father probably swears more than I do. So.
Our granddaughter might. She's 3, but
she might pick it up. Okay,
that's okay.
All right,
not really cleanish. I mean,
we will see where this train goes, man. Welcome to the show, guys. I know we've been talking, Jarret, quite a bit.
Yep,
years now.
Years, buddy.
And then also years that you reached out to Jim as well, too, because he was on the show. And then you're like, okay, let me reach out to Jim because Jim gave up his digits.
It started out with just, I think it was just on the social. I just, do a couple quick highs and things like that. And then I reached out to him one time because we were talking about something. And he said, well, give me a call. And I was like, oh, absolutely. So I ended up calling him. And
were you surprised?
Yeah, I kind of was, actually. He's a guy that, when I first started in the industry, he was a big deal with me.
Yeah.
And then
he was a big deal with a lot of people. He is a big deal with a lot of people.
The stuff, the stuff on his Instagram page and everything is just phenomenal. And then it inspires you, because you look at the stuff he does and he makes it look like so easy. You're like, motherfucker,
Yeah, but it's not his first canoe trip,
no,
right?
He's got decades. And the problem with me is I try to fast track too much. And I see this and I was like, I can build this. I can build anything. I can do it. So I put a lot of pressure on myself for that, right? And he had a good conversation with me one time. He had said to me that don't gauge yourself on what I've done in the industry. One day you'll be there. He said, but don't put too much pressure on yourself because you will burn out real fast. So
it's a very good point.
Yeah.
So, valid point.
Yeah. No, he's been a big inspiration, and my buddy Manny's been a big inspiration for me too.
Who's that? I don't know who that is. There's lots of Manny's.
Sorry,
in
it comes up on my phone as Billy Nevis.
Oh, I can't believe you gave that up. Everybody asked me about that.
I know.
And I was like, listen, first of all, any information you have about me online is not true. Yeah. That's it. It's as simple as that.
I still remember getting coming up on Call Display, and I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
I have no idea
who the hell is this guy calling me?
I have no idea. I was just about to say that you guys are probably the furthest, but that's a lie because Larry from Vancouver beats you guys.
Yeah.
That's been in the studio on a show.
Yeah.
So you guys are from Winnipeg.
Yeah. Yeah.
Manitoba.
That's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming down.
Oh, no problem, brother.
And I'm glad that we're finally doing this because we did discuss a Zoom call, but you didn't want to do it. You wanted to come down and check out the studio.
No, you and I have been talking for a long time, buddy.
Forever. Let me hang on. We got to figure out who's who. But obviously, so Jarret, Candace, right?
Yes.
Yep. So husband and wife.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And how long you guys been married?
19 years.
And how long you been a contractor? 19 years.
No, it's been 17. Well, 17.
17 years. So there was 2 years of wondering what to do for life.
Well, before I met her, I was an auto mechanic for almost 15, 16 years.
Still a trade.
It's still a trade.
Yeah.
I liked it. I got out of it because it was, I get bored easy, real easy. I tried everything from being an hourly mechanic to going piecework. She'll tell you when I was in piecework, I was more motivated because you could make more money by doing different things all the time, right? And then one day I couldn't do it. I was so burnt out. I got tired. It came too easy to me. Like I could could do everything from, simple jobs to completely rebuilding vehicles and everything. One day I was just, can't do this. This is the I think I said, this is boring bullshit. I can't do this anymore.
I got out of it.
Got out. I said, I told her one day, and I said, I can't do it. I don't want to do it. It's boring. So she's the one who kind of said, well, she picked something that you have passion for. And it was my buddy Paul who actually got me into electrical. He was he's still to this day, he's a licensed Red Seal electrician. When he got into the industry before we needed all the schooling. So back in Manitoba, you could actually, you could go in to a company and they could say, well, I want to learn this trade, and they'd put you in as a helper. You didn't need to have any type of schooling. You didn't have to go to Manitoba to say, I want to do this, sign your name. No, you say, I want to be a helper, boom, done. You're a helper. Mm-hmm. So, and see, he's been with McCain Electric for, Jesus, long time.
Yeah. Probably 20 years.
20 years-ish. But he's at the point, too, where he's just so bored of it.
He's fed up with it, too, or what?
It's...
he's done it.
He's done it for so long, and he's so good at it. When I first started out in the industry, and I'd ask him a lot of questions, he would be a good guy that I could turn to and say, I'm stuck on this. At the time, I think I was a third level. I'd say a third level. I had a journeyman who was arsehole. Okay. And he didn't want to teach you anything properly, right? So I turned to him all the time and say, listen, I'm in a scenario here, and I want to understand it. I liked the industry because it got me confused on stuff, and I had to research stuff, right? But no, he was a good resource. I still, to this day, he's just a phenomenal guy. He just, anytime I have an issue with anything, he says, no problem.
That's the industry, man. You're getting way ahead of us. Hang on. I haven't even shared any deets here, man. Pacific Wild General Contracting Services. Yeah. You chose the shortest name for a business, right?
Yeah. Well, I remember, yeah, because Mary was talking to you about changing it to doing that shark thing.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Like, shark, really? You really want to be a shark? What do you mean shark?
A loan shark?
First of all, I'm a kid that was scarred by Jaws, so then I wouldn't agree with
well, see, you should explain to me at the beginning.
Right?
I wouldn't understood.
I was like, I don't know, maybe 12, 13 when I saw Jaws for the very first time on TV. I can't let it go. I don't like sharks, man. I don't like sharks. So the website is www.pacificwildgeneralcontracting.com. Email is industrypro2022@gmail.com.
Yes.
And on Instagram, it's Pacific Wild General Contracting. Shout out to Clint and Fieldstone. I'm wearing his hoodie today. It's actually a nice hoodie. I see that you got a nice hoodie there too. It says DeWalt on it.
Yeah,
I'm not exactly sure if it says DeWalt or cocksucker. I'm trying to figure out which one it is.
I was trying to find one that said the construction light, but I haven't gotten one yet. So.
They don't exist. I've got baseball caps. That's what I got there. So yeah,
I would have worn that today.
No, we're all. I guess love DeWalt.
Well, we haven't really reached that plateau in our friendship yet. So
there's Construction Life cups and coffee cups and mugs and.
Well, now I feel better. Now I feel like
there's coasters as well. Then you can't take this. This is a one-off. That's got to stay right there. What are we going to talk about, Jarret, today? What are we possibly going to chat about on the Construction Life?
Well, we often talked about horror. Customers.
Horror?
we talk about nightmare clients. We talked about that. Yeah, we
talk a lot about that side of the business and try to figure it out. You came up with a suggestion, which I thought was brilliant.
Yeah.
And I said, difficult. Brilliant, but difficult.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, fine, whatever. And then I started dissecting it and trying to figure it out, and I was like, you know what, it's possible. Let's just give it a go.
Sure.
So I do want to, and you let me permit me to share it.
Absolutely.
So on the constructionlife.com website, there's actually a tab there that says bad clients.
Yeah.
Now, before the bad clients that are listening or the clients that are listening get up in arms about this shit, it's all about, this came from a conversation you and I had, how clients have Google, they have Homestars, they have every possible resource out there, Facebook, all kinds of stuff to vent out all their bullshit, their grievances against contractors and stories. And the thing is that there's always three sides to every story. That's a fact.
Absolutely.
So sure, you have the client's version, you have our version, and you have the truth.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So all I'm doing on the website is there's a form there that you can fill out.
Yeah.
You can share your company. You can share what was proposed, the scope of work.
Yep.
You can share the geographic area, roughabouts, but we're not asking for the actual physical address of where this place was.
Oh, so no pictures either.
No, you can submit pictures.
Oh, okay, cool.
You can totally submit pictures. You have to click on you have to agree to the disclaimer.
Okay.
And then we're asking you to share your side of the story now.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
I think it's a brilliant idea.
And this is your idea, Jarret, which
Yeah.
I think is a brilliant idea. But the purpose of this is that in the event that there's another contractor that's possibly going to be quoting or doing a job in that same area, they might cross paths and it might be the exact same client. And all we're trying to do is avoid a future contractor from dealing with an existing bad client.
Yes.
That's all we're trying to do.
I mean, at the end of the day, we talk like when you and I first started talking. I used to contact you just to vent.
Yeah. I'd listen.
and I liked the conversations that you and I had because you had this way of calming me down.
I do.
Right. Well, you did. You had this way of calming me down and then make me understand that, you know what, to let it bounce off me. And I did. For the most part, I'd let it bounce off me, but I would stew. And then you would start thinking, okay, could I have changed the scenario? What did I do wrong? Did I not vet the customer out properly? And we talked about that, right?
Yeah.
And how, you know, I guess I look, when I first got in the industry, I always talk about, you know, the brothers in this industry. Like we don't protect each other enough.
No,
and I thought
I agree with you.
this was the best way to kind of say, you know what, there's a lot of great guys out there, a lot of phenomenal guys out there. And I'm sure as you get involved in the industry and you're going to get these clients, who do you turn to? Like, who do you turn to, you know? Can Manny take phone calls all the time? Probably not.
No, not all the
you
time.
know. Like, what do I do? I tell him, oh, you know what? Don't worry about that. Talk to my buddy Manny. He'll walk you through the process, you know.
You're giving out my number now
Yeah,
to
no,
everybody?
no,
What?
you said stop that.
The number you reach is not in service.
Yeah,
That's what's going to happen eventually.
Is this
one
Billy?
day.
What?
Yeah. Leave a message.
Yeah, I know. No, and it's, you know, because I plan on doing this, well, the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I love doing this. I do want to, you know, I do want to be like, you know, I would like to be like the Jim Carrick in this industry one day. I think everyone kind of...
A lot of trades out there that aspire to be
He's
that.
a phenomenal guy. I mean,
Yes.
geez, you know, I like how easily approachable he is, right?
You were just talking to him on the way in here, getting him on the speed phone and just talking about it, right?
He's just a really easygoing guy, right? I mean, not as easygoing as you, but...
But it's ironic how you can't approach anybody that's on TV representing this industry.
Yeah, I know.
Or do any of them even offer that? Reach out to me and ask me a
Well,
question.
if I pay $1,600 a month, maybe.
That's a different story.
Yeah, but I don't want to. I'm just not really.
I don't even think if you pay that money, you still get that feature on that car.
I don't even think you even get a deal on, you know, like even get, if you want to go
Tires.
Tires.
I know.
Or if you want to get a deal on a room on an island or something like that, you probably won't get a deal on that one. So
Jared's making friends.
no, you know what? But you know what? Growing up too, like I used to watch these guys, and these guys, you know, if you're not involved in the industry, these guys are God. These guys are absolute God, right?
That's a good point. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. But as you learn and you understand that they're not, it's disheartening because I still see a lot of people who will kind of look up to these people and say, oh, you know, these guys are phenomenal. Can you get my kitchen done in 1 hour? Because it shows it on the TV. Yeah. And I have those clients. Those are my clients.
They reference that crap.
Oh, absolutely.
All the time?
All along. Oh.
Do they reference the whole
Yes.
Pinterest in the house and all that crap
Oh yeah,
too?
I get lots of that. I get lots of.
So what do you do after you roll your eyes?
I think I take the time to really think about the project as a whole. Can I do it? Am I honest? You know.
Do you want to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to. I want to build that friendship with clients, and I do want to build a great product, right? Yeah, it's a hard gig to get into. Like I mean, we talk a lot about the new generation coming in and seeing this, right? How they get discouraged because they see the stuff that we go through on a daily basis, but they see the shows And the shows make it look like it's so easy.
But okay, can we all just agree that the shows are pure fucking entertainment?
Absolutely.
That's it.
Absolutely.
They're not factual.
No.
It's
No.
not real construction. That's a
No.
fact. I don't give a shit what you
No.
slice or
Rental
whatever.
actors.
Doesn't matter which show it is. It's pure entertainment. Let them
Yeah.
entertain, continue entertaining, and I don't give a shit.
No.
Right?
Just let them do their thing, but stop influencing people.
Yeah.
You know? If you have that much industry experience and all that, step up to the plate.
You figure that they would have did that by now.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they have done it by now? I guess it involves sitting down and having 90-minute conversations with complete nobodies in their sort of eyes, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think they're nobodies. I think
No,
everybody
I
that's
did
been on
notice
this
that
show.
when you said nobody's looked right at me. What is that?
No, I think everybody that's been on the show is somebody.
Yeah.
That's it. And I could hear Queen right now. You know what I mean? So it's just like, that's how triumphant it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Right? The song, Queen, for everybody that's like
Yeah.
younger. Somebody. You got to keep up with the references, man. Otherwise,
I'm
we're
keeping
not
up.
going to understand what's going on
I'm
here.
getting quick, buddy.
But no, it's just like, I honestly, and it's funny you bring that up because we were just talking with somebody else with Brian, and everyone's trying to figure out how do we get more people into this industry, right?
Yeah.
And is it really a monetary thing? Is it because we don't offer that much money in the industry? But I think that there's also the other bigger problem, which is the industry is not willing to teach or share with the new kids coming in.
No.
Majority of the industry, I'm saying.
Yeah, I think you have to have. I'll give you an example. My middle child, he actually works with me now.
Okay, that's fun.
You know what? He's a guy because he's a 27.
He's 27,
27.
yes.
Got to double check with the court of records.
Yeah, he's a 27-year-old guy that had really no passion for anything, and he's done everything. When he came to work for me, I taught him all the basic stuff, and he just took off. Like, he just absolutely took off. But he has passion for it now.
Nice.
So, is it the GCs that are hiring these guys? They're just kind of throwing them in and saying, "Have at her," and hope for the best.
I'd say majority are.
Yeah, and we need to get more people involved that actually have passion for the industry and want to teach the next generation.
Jared, it's a lot of work.
I know.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
work to explain certain things and to wait for someone to pick up the skills
Yeah.
or to see if they even have an interest in those skills. I mean, even at that age, you're still trying to figure out, do I like this? I mean,
Yeah.
majority of us that get into the business, they go into one trade or something,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, like how many tickets you got?
Technically 3.
3 tickets,
Three
right?
tickets, yeah.
So you're a master of how many?
So I've got electrician
Yeah.
and plumber,
Plumber.
and then my auto mechanics.
The auto mechanics one.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of tickets, man.
I got lots of tickets, buddy.
So these other kids that are coming in, are they all like? When was the last time you saw a kid going, "I want 3 tickets. I want 4 tickets."
I got
5
a
tickets."
I got a
That's it.
next door neighbor who is just got his red seal in electrical. All he wants to be is an electrician.
That's it.
That's it. And I had said to him, I said, "Well,
You asked why? Yeah.
Well, I said to him, because he's a good guy. He's a lot younger than me, and I said to him, why just an electrician? You understand the industry. Why wouldn't you want to challenge yourself something else? And he said, he wants to go work for somebody and have that predictable paycheck.
Some people just want the job.
Somebody I agree with you that a lot of the industry likes that safety, security.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Come on, like you're a GC, I'm a GC, but you're also an electrician.
Yeah.
Like we get shafted quite a bit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's just how it is. If
Yes.
you're an electrician, if you're ticketed, if you're a plumber, if you're, I don't know, HVAC or whatever,
Yeah.
steady work, steady pay,
Yep.
no overhead, not to worry, business running, troubles, bad clients, good clients, like shit like that.
But there's such a the vast majority of stuff you can do with multiple tickets and with multiple experience. Multiple experience, I think, is huge too, right? And it's going in with that confidence. I know a lot of guys who come in who are just strictly electricians. I had a client who said this one time. She was going to do a kitchen renovation. Electrician came in there, looked at it, and blah, 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 went through it. Okay, this is what's going to cost you, and that's it. And she goes, okay, but I need to cut holes so I can access stuff. And then she'd say to him, oh, okay, and then what? And you'll patch those? And he goes, oh, God, no. No, you'll have to call someone else. So with my company, we do everything, right from start to finish, right? And I think we need more of that. We don't need one guy just going to specialize in one field and then, I'm going to come in, I'm going to take your money, and I'm going to do this and blah, blah, and have a good day.
But that's why a lot of electricians will pick and choose, and then they'll say, "No, I won't do the job," and walk away.
Yeah.
in
yeah.
today's economy right now.
Yeah.
But wait till when shit turns, because shit will always turn.
Yeah.
Then they'll bend over and do all kinds of stuff.
I've also done things a little bit different over the past few years. Actually, just as you and I were talking, I do a lot more of vetting out my customers, getting a feel, a better feel. You know, I don't just take anything anymore. She'll bug me and she'll say, "Well, why are you helping this client out?" Because there's no money involved in it. And sometimes I'm a softie. Sometimes I will help people who I know need the help.
I used to be that way in the beginning, and I know Carlito, he's still that way. But I at some point you have to draw a line.
I do.
Otherwise, then your own personal life will be affected.
Yeah.
And clients, for some weird reason, they're not aware that we have personal lives. We have significant others. We have our own duties.
Oh yeah.
We have like our own shit to take care of too.
Well, they think you're available 24/7. If I don't turn that business phone off at 5:30,
we are to select few.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
As I get further into the business, I find it easier to say no. And if they persist, I find it a lot easier to say no, fuck off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like you have to. Because in the back of your head, you're thinking, I've got to take care of my significant other. I've got to take care of my kids. I've got to take care of my family. I've got to take care of my initial crew, but the guys who help me build my business. So all those people come way before this.
And as you hire more staff, you kind of. You have to take care of them too, and that's massive. So you can't
and then now you become responsible for their families.
Yes.
That changes everything. The dynamics completely change. You can't take these jobs that are, they're going to take you a week to do, and you're not going to make much money. So I always take into account now. Okay, I got 7 guys that work for me. Okay, and I know everyone has to be fed. Because if I don't feed them, they're gone.
That's
it. Done.
Mm-hmm. I know.
So I make sure that I got to maintain it. And you know as much as I do, it's hard to find people, right?
But they don't even think that you have all this shit over your head.
No.
By the way, I'm actually thinking about your family. I'm thinking about your situation.
Yep.
I'm not just thinking about mine. Now I bring on another employee. I got to think about all this shit too. Now and that's what we worry about when we're trying to turn in at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
When you're still trying to figure out the next job, trying to finalize the current job, trying to source out more work.
Well, there's a routine I have at the end of the day too. It's not like
what's that?
Well, it's not like 5:30, I'm done, go home, have supper, have a shower, call it a night. I got a plan.
Wouldn't that be nice?
I got a plan. I have to plan for the next day. I got to make sure all my clients.
Just put the world on pause, and then you can have like 2 hours to do what you got to do.
I've tried.
Like everyone frozen and just do all this shit. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah. No. Well, how come you didn't get to this job today? I don't know, because I have 12 on the go. And, it just and I do this thing now too with a lot of clients is deposits are huge, and
Have you changed your whole structure on I guess payments? Ever since listening to some of the shows, because I love that so many guests have shared really good ideas.
I call it, I guess I call it being serious about stuff. It's a good way of kind of feeling for your clients too.
Yeah.
If I approach, I'll know a client is serious if I will give them an estimate. They're happy with the estimate. And then I'll say the same thing. Okay, let's get the uncomfortable part of the way. This is what I need to pay for my materials and a small portion of labor. After I'm done, I collect this. And then I'll find the ones who will be like humming, hawing, and be like, I'm not really comfortable with that. I'm not. And then I'll say, okay, well, I'm sorry you hear that.
Vetting.
Yeah, right. And it's a process. It's a vetting process because if they're not willing to give that up, the first thing I think of is I'm not chasing after you. Once the job's done, I'm definitely not putting any of my own funds up front, because what if you try to screw me, right? And I just don't get involved.
Yeah, but come on, in all fairness, and Jim's mentioned this, and I know Carlito's mentioned this as well, and I think you've mentioned it as well. We, in the beginning, used to fund it. We used to do that.
We did lots.
Which was a huge mistake.
Mm-hmm. Everything went in the visa, dude.
Yeah.
Everything went in the visa.
But then now you're carrying.
Yeah.
You're carrying this shit.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't be.
No.
I do want to get into, hang on, before I get into a little bit of history, Candace.
Yes.
Because we're going to talk about what it is like to be married to one of us individuals.
Yeah.
Because that's a whole other world. That's a whole other, it's an interesting world. Mm-hmm. So let me share a little history in construction here, guys. Construction workers' salaries around the world This is going to be fun. U.S. What do you think the average yearly salary in the U.S. for an average construction worker?
Average?
Yeah,
Just a guy who's working for somebody?
Yeah, just average.
50, 60,000?
64,000 and change.
Oh, that's pretty close.
Hourly rate average is 31.06.
31, that's not bad.
Australia, what do you think it is? Higher or lower?
Higher.
Lower.
Oh.
63,722. Average hourly is $30.64. Canada. Oh, I just upset every fucking Canadian. Canada. Canada. What do you think it is? Higher or lower?
I'm going to say lower.
$55,789. Average hourly salary is $26.82.
What do you think that is?
We'll get into that. UK. Higher or lower?
I want to say lower.
I'll give you a hint. They just keep getting lower as we
Yes.
go.
Yes. Yeah.
UK is 52,575, and the hourly is 25.28 an hour. South Africa,
Oh, God.
Very low.
Very low.
$17,407.
Oh, God.
Average hourly rate in South Africa for a construction worker is $8.37, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
We ain't even at the bottom of the list yet. China. What's the average salary for a construction worker?
And I would have thought that would have been higher because you see what they build.
No way.
God.
$14,965. Hourly rate at $7.20.
Ouch.
Live off of that.
Brazil. Brazil salary average is $13,198. Hourly rate is $6.35. I remember making $6.35 when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I just want to share, that lovely news to the listeners that we are low. U.S. is low. I think every single one is low. I think the bottom half of the list, South Africa, China, and Brazil, is dramatically too low.
Crazy.
But that's how it works in those parts of the world. But I think Canada, me personally, I would say double. But
Yeah. And it's growing-ish, sort of.
yeah, is it really? Is Canada an attractive place to come to work, to build a family, to live here, to start a new life?
I think it depends on the cities for sure, because everyone pushes for Vancouver. Everybody pushes for Vancouver.
Vancouver, or I guess Quebec, or Toronto, and I guess you can get Quebec.
So
Montreal.
this is the very first time we've ever been to Toronto.
Very first time.
Yes,
Very
very
dude.
first time.
Absolutely.
Wow, I didn't realize
And,
that.
and you
Yeah.
know what I don't like?
What? So tell
I
us.
don't like your drivers.
They're all a-holes.
Oh my god. Like, oh my god.
They don't know how to drive.
So we took the smallest rental when we got here.
Did you get into the core? Did you drive around the core?
No.
No.
we
You
You haven't even
yet.
driven around the
No.
core?
I just
Oh, wow. If you think it's bad now, go to the core.
Oh, dude.
You're going to find a gun shop somewhere. You're going to need it.
Well, we used to do Vancouver all the time, right? In Vancouver, the first time I went to Vancouver, it's like, well, you know what? Everyone's honking everybody. Okay, cool. So now I'll start honking everybody. Now everyone's like right on your ass. I'm like, what in God's name is going on here?
Toronto's the worst for traffic. Wow. The worst. And just the infrastructure, the civil engineering is just, it was all designed and implemented by people with sight impairments, man. It doesn't work.
You can get around fast, but it's because
How?
someone's on your ass all the time.
No, you can't get around fast.
Really?
Everything's a shit show.
Oh, man.
There was just on the news. I got a glimpse of it because I refused to look at the news. The Gardner, so the main artery down on the south part of the downtown core, for whatever reason, they switched the Lakeshore, which has 4 lanes, right down to 1 lane, and people were in their cars for 3 hours.
Oh my goodness.
From one major, which is Jarvis, to the next major, which is Young. That normally would take you a blink of an eye to drive. It took people 3 hours to get that distance because the city decided to shut things down from 4 to 1 lane.
Wow.
Whoever plans the way things are happening, and the city's really good at congesting key arteries. So not even like you're getting rid of one and you have an alternative to get around it. No. We're going to do the alternative one too.
Yeah.
And then even if you think that one's, we'll go to the second alternative. No, we'll congest that one too. They'll keep on congesting the shit out of everything. And then you can't get around the city.
That's pretty much like Winnipeg too.
Is it?
Winnipeg is.
How cold's it up there right now?
We're probably sitting at minus 13.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Wind chill is minus 17. Oh, we get worse.
Oh, I guess
Just
that
wait
one.
till
I know
January.
you do. What's that intersection? Where's that intersection?
Portage and Maine.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, stay away from there. I've been there once.
Yeah.
Stay away from that.
It gets worse as as we get more people coming from different countries there, though.
It gets worse?
The traffic.
Why?
There's no clue. Like no one has a clue what they're doing. On a daily going down McPhillips, I'd see like 3 or 4 cars up in curbs because nobody knows how to deal with stuff. They get a little bit of ice and all of a sudden they're just, it's crazy, dude. Curbs. I used to laugh. So my son married a Filipino girl.
Okay.
They were high school sweethearts. There's a big story about them.
Nice.
Have my granddaughters with them now. They've been married. I used to laugh because down McPhillips, I used to call it the Filipino train.
Okay.
Because they were all in a row. McPhillips is 60. They were doing 31. And I have road rage that you wouldn't believe, dude. And I'd sit there and I'd have like gloves on. You can't give people a finger because it looks like you're doing this. You know, you're
gonna age so much faster if you let all that shit get to you, man.
Okay, now him saying that, he has to remember that when he'll call me.
Oh yeah,
I'll hear
I've had these
beep 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 beep. He forgets that I hear the conversation. Yeah.
Well, I'm the one Toronto person that's not afraid to use his fucking horn.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody else is afraid to use a horn.
Interesting.
And there's a lot of, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. I'll use my horn and I'll fucking talk. Like, it's just get out of the way.
I know. And I'm like that too, dude. I have no time. It's like, I know where I have to be, and then I'll notice I'll have conversations with myself. I'll be like, and I'll say something like, you know, I know that you're cruising, but someone's got to get to fucking work, lady. And
are you looking at the rearview mirror when you're talking to yourself? Or is it just out the windshield? I would question if you're looking at the mirror because you think that's another person. I'm not a psychiatrist, psychologist, or psych.
I know that people look at me like I'm fucking weird. You know? Yeah, and they think that's
all right. But Jarret, it's not about you anymore. I want to find out from Candace. How is it to be married to a tradesperson? Is it a roller coaster?
Yeah.
Is it like that new Disney roller coaster that they're going to launch? They're going to launch a new roller coaster that goes off the track.
Yeah.
So it's like that.
Oh, it's like a 24/7.
We put
everything.
you guys through a lot.
Yeah. Jarret talks about, work 24/7. So we get to a point where, we go to our cabin and it's like, okay, let's not talk about it for a while, right? Because it stresses him out. So finally, he was able to turn off the business phone and put that aside. But it's been very difficult for him to do that. I hear all the stories. And I like to hear all the stories, and I do get involved in it as well because customers have gotten me involved on social media.
Oh.
Yeah, so...
Oh, yeah. That's not right.
No, it's not right.
That's crossing a line.
Yeah, I mostly ignore it. I don't, say anything, but I let Jarret know. But yeah, I mean, people don't realize that spouses of any sort are involved in the business, even if they're not directly involved with the business. But the stories are good and comical sometimes, and but Jarret,
it adds tension to the relationship.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Well, it does add tension, but it also, because I'm sure I'm not the only one who's had to deal with it. I'm guaranteed.
There's lots of tradespeople, man.
I think there's a way that we've kind of dealt with it. Where we kind of. If it was just something that happened on time, then maybe we'd be like, oh my God, what do you do? But because we've dealt with it before, now it's just like, okay, say what you want to say, block, done.
Yeah.
So Jarret, why can't you shut it off?
I don't know. I love this. This is.
I know, but you go to work, take care of the work.
Yep.
You come home, start focusing on family, or no, still take care of work.
I think I still take care of work.
You got to shut it off, though.
I know.
Got to disconnect.
I have a hard time doing it. I'm always thinking. And she'll tell you I'm constantly researching new methods on stuff. Constantly, I'll find if I'll do a job and I'll go home and I'll say, could I have done that better? Was there a quicker way? Was there a better way to do it? And then it was the same thing like dealing with some clients, and I used to see that. What would they say to you? WWMD. What would Manny do? That's what I used to do. And I'd come across things and be like, okay, how would Manny have dealt with a situation like this? And I used to use you.
You can't take what I would do. I'm honking the horn and cursing at people.
I know, but no, I mean, because you used to help me a lot with a lot of clients, and and I'd watch some of the stuff you do too, and I'd be like, okay, this is probably the way he would have approached it. And I don't think until we kind of really started talking to each other for a couple of years, and I got to the point where it'd be like a lot of fuck offs. I'd be like, no, fuck that shit. No, do that shit. No. But no, it's hard to turn it off. When you have passion for something and you love what you do, it's hard to turn it off.
It's funny though. You bring up a good point, because when you do call me and ask me what would I do or what are my thoughts on it, I'm an outsider of your situation, and I'm actually giving you objective criticism on it, and you do the same too. So when I'll reach out to you and I'm asking you a thought, and you're an outsider to the situation, and you're giving me, and it actually does work, because I'm sure on your end and on my end, we discover something that we would not have done if we were looking in the rearview mirror talking to ourselves.
Absolutely.
Right? So there's that little brief moment, no different than you reaching out to Jim or somebody else. I reach out to Carlito and vice versa and stuff like that. It's just pick the brain of the other tradesperson, and you never know the situation. Doesn't matter what the situation is.
Well, I may not take everything you say, but I'm going to take the good points.
Yes, that's what I mean.
And I'll say, okay, let me put a positive spin on this. Because at the end of the day, even when we have clients that are upset, I mean, it's a daily thing. It's not like I would love to have that perfect client relationship.
Doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. You know where I get those clients? Service jobs. Those are perfect jobs.
Well, because they're in desperate need for your skill set.
And they love it.
Yeah.
They love it because they come and, you get the job done. They have usually fucked with it for a while first. I'll give you an example. I had a client the other day, spent 2 days trying to find this. He was renovating his basement. He disconnected a bunch of plugs, shorted out the whole entire basement. Couldn't figure it out. His wife was like, and he called me and he's like, you got to help me out here.
By the way, all you homeowners should not be doing this. Hire a professional to be doing this.
So he contacted me and then said, listen, my wife is working today. I've been fucking with this thing for 2 days. I've been telling her that, I kind of figured it out. Don't worry about it. She go to work. So I went down there. I found it within 30 seconds.
What was the problem?
So when he had did a bunch of multiple feeds into one box, he just forgot a couple neutrals, and
that was it.
Yeah, that was it. Right. And he's like, "Oh my god!"
So he didn't catch that part in the YouTube
video.
He
didn't catch that. No, he was googling it. Electrician for homeowners. Yeah, no, it didn't work out. But from that, that's my buddy Dale. Remember Dale, yeah. So Dale has 5 rental properties. I take care of all of his stuff.
Wow.
Including his girlfriend's stuff, including his girlfriend's dad's stuff, off of fixing one plug. So that's why the service industry is huge, and
you never know.
You never know, and I think it's massive when you got a lot of guys who, if it looks like it's going to be a real good electricians will go out there and they'll do a gravy job and they'll love it and they'll get paid. But guys like me will look at customer service stuff. I'll be like, okay, well, it's kind of a garbage job, but there's a possibility. Maybe this is a good opportunity for me to build a positive client, because that's what we want to do. We talk a lot about Yelp and all those websites, and all they do is they post negative stuff about you all the time, right? So clients will look at that and they'll be like, well, I'm not hiring this guy because of this. So I try to build more positive stuff through people, right? But again, what you talk about, there's nothing. I can tell always people go on Yelp, make a positive review.
No, they won't.
They won't. No, they won't be bothered by it, right? It's just not their thing.
That's fascinating stuff there, Jarret. But back to Candace and the question that I asked: how can tradesmen change a little bit or a lot to not always bring it home?
Well, they can try to shut it off a little bit
how do we
at a
shut it
certain
off?
time.
How? I know a lot of guys are disconnecting their phones because you have 2 phones for business and personal.
Yeah.
So there's that opportunity where you can disconnect your business phone.
Yeah. And he did. Like he tries, but sometimes it slips back, right? If he's got a lot on his brain, and which is fair, I'm pretty understanding when it comes to that. But I do think it's important to switch it off. At least at a certain time. It doesn't have to be consistent, at least on weekends, right?
Yeah.
When we can go away and do that. Or kind of distract ourselves and do other things and not have to talk about work all the time. I'm a nurse. I don't think I bring my job home with me, but I get to leave,
Does
right?
she, Jarret, or?
Is this live? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not live. We're recording it.
In the beginning, she used to bring a lot home.
Well, there's a lot going on.
Oh, there's lots. I couldn't do her job. There's no way. I've seen the stuff that she does.
It's tough.
And she's handling like 5, 6 patients, 7 patients sometimes at one time. So I don't know. Yeah, I couldn't do it. But she used to, in the beginning, she would bring it home, and then we'd have to have a calming session where it was just kind of, okay, leave your patients home or leave your patients at the hospital. I get it. You need to vent.
But are you not, like, come Monday, are you not mentally exhausted because you've been thinking about it and not turning it off all weekend long? Now you're starting a new work week. And are you not mentally so tired now? I'd be drained. I'd be exhausted. I didn't sleep well.
No.
Like, there's no way that you're sleeping like a baby passed out. You're probably still thinking about either it's up or down.
Well, I don't usually sleep. Like, I can't sleep for 8 hours. There's no way.
No, I'm not saying 8 hours, but I'm just saying, I could see, and I've been there before where it's like you start the new week and I'm like, why do I feel like someone just ran over me and I'm physically and mentally just exhausted now?
Because I think there's always an end result to it. I think.
Oh, you're trying to figure out the end.
Well, I'm trying to figure out the end, and I'm also pushing because I want to create something where I can back up later on. I want to get to the point where it's, I'll create this great product. I'm going to stress all over it because then I think in my head that I can back up now. I've done the stress part of it. I've figured out a plan. And now I can back up, right? When we brought my son on, he's good. He's great with clients. Like, the kid just took off. I was just phenomenal. But I think it's because he watches how I do things too, right? And it's constant.
He's got technically a head start.
He does, right? And I think if I build him that platform where he understands how things work, that maybe one day it'll just click. I don't want him to take on the same responsibilities like I do, because I'm going 24/7, and it's you're right. Yeah, I should try to decompress it a little bit, but it's hard.
I know it's difficult.
It is.
I'm not
it's
saying
really
it's
difficult.
right. Like, especially if things are going bad. Like, if they're going bad and you're trying to resolve it, trying to figure it out, it's hard to let it go and shut it down.
But I don't have like those bad clients like I used to. Like, I used to have some horrible clients, but now it's like a mix. It's like a mix. If in the spectrum of things, I'm going to say I probably have 75% of great clients and 25% of bad ones.
What makes a horrible client?
Someone, when you come in and you do the great estimate, everything works out well, they give you a deposit, you decide on a date, everything works out fine, you're there for 2 days, and then they ask you, how much longer do you think? To me, that's my God, I have to escape. I've been here 2 days, and I think in my head, okay, well, I've been here 2 days, I took a deposit, how much work have I done? Should I just refund the portion that I haven't done and say, you know what, this is not going to work for me, have yourself a great day? But then I have that part of my brain that says, don't give up. Don't give up. Turn this into a positive spin, right? And I'll do that. I'll try the best I can, man. But, at the end of the day, it's, that's not every situation works out that way,
But, okay, so, Ken, does it not stress you out, or does it stress him out more when a client wants to not pay? And now you've got, like, this is affecting your situation now, right? Your family dynamic, right?
Yeah.
That's a stressor right there, where it's like, now you got to worry about, okay, the clients are trying to screw us over. Money's not going to come in. How do I fix this? Just finish the job and hope that they pay.
Yeah.
But then you finish the job and they don't pay. So
Yeah.
you've taken the high road.
Yeah.
They still didn't pay.
Yeah.
So now they're affecting your family. And like I've said over and over, your family doesn't exist to them. It's just a contractor that's there in their house building stuff for them.
Yeah.
And they don't realize that you have a family. You have payments too to take care of.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes they do try to get personally involved with the family too, right? And a lot of it is social media.
Yeah.
Well, but they're always really strong
Yeah.
behind the keyboard.
Yes.
Winnipeg is a very different market.
Well, Winnipeg's very small too.
Very small.
So people like they talk, they
Yeah.
know who's
Yeah.
who.
Yeah.
It's like a small
Yeah.
town.
Really?
It's like an absolute small town.
Yeah. And
Wow.
Budgets.
The budget, yeah.
Budgets are terrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrible.
When you say they're terrible, like what do you
Well,
mean?
I'll give you an example. We just built a basement for a gentleman. That was, I think we came in at 69 originally. 69.
How many square feet?
1,000 square feet.
1,000 square feet.
1,000 square
Okay.
feet, but there was no plumbing. There is nothing, absolutely nothing done to this place. So we had to do all the groundwork.
Everything was brand new.
Brand new, nothing. Even there's no rough-ins. There's no rough-ins of plumbing at all. So everything had to be, which is bizarre.
So you're breaking up a bunch of concrete.
Yeah, breaking up concrete. Getting the guys in there. So originally the price, the first day that he was happy with the price, he said to me, "Well, can we move around a little bit?" And I say, "Well, no. What we can do is we can eliminate stuff on your wish list if you want to do that." He said, "No, I don't want that." It's like, "Okay, no problem." We were there one day, busting up concrete. The day that my guys were busting up concrete, he sent me a text message and said, "It was a lot of noise. Is there anything we can do about the noise?" And I was like, "Sure, I can eliminate the noise completely." And he said, "How?" I said, "We just don't show up." He's like, "Well, this is."
And you like that one, right?
No, he didn't like that one. No,
course.
he wasn't too much of a fan with that one. So I even said to him, I said, "Well, why don't we make a plan that if nobody's home, that'll be the day we'll bust up the concrete. Why don't we just do that?" I said, "I'm willing to work with you any which way you want."
Has this guy never heard construction in his life?
He is a brand new foreigner from a different country.
Okay, and there's no construction anywhere that he's ever heard in his life.
I guess not. He's excited. He's got this new house. He's excited about doing this. He had this plan with his blueprints. He's loved everything.
Well, because people see things done on TV, right?
Oh yeah, and that's what he was. He was really geared by the reno actors.
The 4-letter word.
Yes, the reno actors. They set them up for disappointment. So, and then he started adding things as we went along. Well, I want to change this now. I want to. Oh, can we do a wet bar here now? Well, I've already done the concrete. Okay, now I'll have to add another drain. No problem. Whatever you want, it's going to go up. Oh well, I maxed it on my budget.
Then we can't do it.
That's
Then
exactly.
you can't have a wet bar.
Exactly right. And
I'm a magic tricker like on the weekend as well too, right? So like,
yeah, exactly.
fuck, really?
Right. But I had him again. We talked about social media. So the first thing I said, I can't do it for that price. And he said, "Well, a lot of my friends are on social media, and I sure like to put I'd like to put out a positive spin on this thing." I'm like,
God.
"Oh,
So
carrot.
he's making a threat.
The carrot. That's the carrot, right?" So yeah. So that one kind of I end up losing about 16,000 on that one because I adjusted it to make him happy because he was a threat of social media. And it was something I didn't believe I should have done, but I did it anyways because, like I said, like she was
So
saying.
you take the high road.
I took the high road.
And then you lost.
I lost, and I'll never do work for him again because, I just...
All right, but I mean, in the course of your career, how many times have you worked for the same client twice? It's far and few, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I guess it's the threat of social media and a review, and also the threat of word of mouth to other.
Yeah, and especially
Well, assholes are like-minded people, so they hang out with other assholes. So
they
you're
do.
technically doing yourself
they
a good
do.
Yeah.
I've had lots
by
of
not
people-
hanging out with. Yeah,
I've had lots of people reach out, or they'll make comments on social media about, and stuff that even on my personal social media page, they'll make comments. Don't trust him. Don't do this. And I just sit there like, but they don't use their real names. So I'd say, well, use your name then. If I've done such a bad service to you, tell me what your name is. Is there something I can do to
they
correct
don't want to
it?
do that.
No, I know. And then you never hear from them again, right? So people don't like to get called in their stuff. That's big, right? They don't want to get called in their stuff.
So
right?
up in Winnipeg, is it a race to the bottom? Is everyone trying to undercut everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
So
Yeah.
what should 1,000 square foot basement rental cost? What's the number that it should be?
It all depends on what you want. I mean, a lot of people now with multifamily dwellings, they want to create kitchens in the basement, which they can't by
course.
code, right?
Not yet.
No, they're going to do it.
Of course
right?
they will.
And they will. And they're going to find the contractor who's going to come in there and he'll
Yes.
create.
They'll do it now.
Oh, yeah.
They ain't
absolutely.
going to wait.
Yeah.
No. I mean, if you're doing full kitchens and everything like that, and then they want a couple bathrooms, and yeah, I mean it's pretty close to most of them are like $40,000, $50,000.
That's low.
It's very low.
It's like half low.
Your materials alone are, that's like half your budget right there.
Your materials have gone up the same way our materials have gone up.
It's absolutely crazy. That's absolutely crazy. No, yeah, and it wears you out. It wears you out after a while. But I like I said, I get to the point where it's just, I'll do my estimate. If I feel any type of backlash at all, I'm done. Sorry, can't do it. That's it. Here's your deposit back. Have a good day. That's it.
Because what's the alternative, Jarret?
Court, poor social media,
all kinds of shit.
Everything. That's, and it has to stop. Like, it absolutely has to stop. I think we have to have more strength in the industry. Like, we really do. We have to have more of a brotherhood that's kind of, bonding together and understanding that you can't screw the little guy over all the time. You can't do it for half this guy's price. I'll get clients that'll say, I had a guy come in here and he quoted me this price. Oh, but he never showed up. I'm like, oh, okay. So can you do it for that price? No, he never showed up. And what was he doing for that price? And he'd tell me, yeah, okay, well, he's basically just paying for his materials. I said, that's, you get what you paid for.
Yeah.
And people don't like you being blunt, right? And I'll get that all the time. Well, you're kind of rude. No, I'm being honest.
Called honesty.
I would rather walk away from a project, giving you the actual amount, than take this project and completely screw myself over. That's not my thing. I used to do it before, but I've also learned too in the industry that I don't talk bad about other. I don't care. I don't care if the last guy did this to you. And I said it to clients before. They'll say, well, the last guy did this, and look at this shitty job he did. I'll be like, okay, but that's him. That's not me. Don't put me in that category. I don't know what your budget was.
But they're already painting a picture that you're
I don't want, and I told him, I don't want that. I said, I don't care what the last guy did to you. I'm not him. Right?
But you also don't know the situation with the last guy. Right?
Exactly.
The situation with the last guy could have been.
Well, you're only getting the one story.
the one side of
exactly,
it, right? You're not getting that.
I'm not like some of the other guys who'll find, 26 junction boxes in the basements and then have to replace panels all the time. But,
Christmas tree, yeah.
Yeah, we don't find those, but I'm just realistic with people now. I just, I tell them the way things are, and you either like me or you don't. That's it. I'll give you the estimate. I will be there every day, and I'll make sure that this project is done. But if my guys aren't there the next day, it's probably because I have 15 other projects on the go, and today you're not a priority. I get people who will say, well, the guy was in yesterday to do the cement work. Yeah, okay, cool. When is he coming back? When the cement dries. Oh, okay. Do you know when that is? I don't know. I'll talk to cement and ask him when it's going to dry. I don't know. What do you want me to say to you,
You should just say Google cement dry.
Yeah, exactly, right? and sometimes,
You'll be back in 28 days?
Yeah.
Yeah, now I am.
Yeah, I know. You want it to be solid, and people don't get it. They just don't understand it, right? They have this, they're fixated on the shows. They're fixated, well, I saw
So
this
why
guy.
are the clients treating us blue collar people that way?
Because I think they've gotten away with it for years. And I think we're in a new generation where they're starting to put a stand down. We're just saying we've enough already.
But they don't like it.
I know they don't like it. But if we can keep on doing it, then we're going to set a new precedence.
Why can't you ask the client, have you asked the client, the other two quotes that you got, how much were they?
Oh, yeah, I've done that.
So do either of those numbers come close to your number, or both those numbers dramatically less than your number?
Oh, mine's always more.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So the other two numbers are going to be less.
Yeah.
But I bet you there's probably one that's close-ish.
Yeah.
And then there's one ridiculously low.
Absolutely.
So why not ask the client, you realize that this joker here that's really low, that's not a proper tradesperson. That's not a proper business. That's not a proper anything.
No.
You shouldn't be hiring that person.
No. And I always say, do you do your reference checks? Oh, no. This guy was good. What do you mean?
What was the extent of that check?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Not very good.
No, all they're looking at is the numbers. Everything is based on the numbers, which you should be factoring the numbers, but not. It shouldn't be the final reason why you're choosing somebody to do the work that you're supposed to be doing.
No. I always say to a lot of clients, get comfortable with that guy. Research him. Make sure that you're making the right decision, because this is your money, right?
Do you think clients do that because they want to tell their friends I got this down for X amount of money.
I think so.
Okay, so when you got a friend, you bought a new tool.
Yeah.
The tool cost $4.99
Yeah.
plus tax, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Your friend in the construction industry asks you, "What'd you pay for that?" Are you telling them $4.99? And then Candace asks you, are you telling her, you know where I'm going with this, $4.99? Are you telling her $4.25?
Okay, so my wife, when I first met her, we're both Ukrainian.
Okay.
So I used to call her. I used to say,
So that's why you get along with Jim.
Yeah, I know, right? No, I think I said to her one time because when she'd go and buy something, she would say something like, "Oh, I got this. This was on sale for this." But every purchase, she would tell me this. So when
The exact price?
Yeah.
oh yeah,
With change.
Oh, yeah, change. So then I would have to start doing the same thing with mine because if I ever told her I paid full price, she'd say something like, "Could you have gotten it a little cheaper?" Yeah, probably.
See, but that's my point. It goes back to the clients and the rental and the cost.
Yeah.
They want to boast to their friends that they didn't fucking pay what it was supposed to be
Yeah.
paid.
Yeah.
They want to tell their friends that they paid less.
Yeah.
And then their friend starts to feel obligated when I do a reno. I'm not going to pay what they fucking paid. I have to find somebody who's going to pay less than that.
The problem is that works against them though.
I know it does.
Yeah.
Now it's a race to the bottom in their social fucking pit.
Absolutely.
Which is wrong, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because now they're going to tell their friends you should hire this guy because he did it for this price.
And just for the facts, I'll tell the guys the exact price what it was. I'll tell whoever I'm dating a little less, but
Yeah.
eventually it will come out the truth,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
But clients will always try to get that price as low as possible to prove that we really negotiated it down.
yeah,
It's not a fucking ransom movie here, and
No,
you're like
no.
trying to fucking negotiate to get the
No,
kid back, right? Like this is a rental that you're looking for high quality work. It costs. High quality work
Yeah.
costs. Low quality work doesn't cost.
no. But then when you get those clients that your first time client, you come in at a decent price, right? They're happy with the price.
Fair price.
Yeah, right. Then they want to hire you again because they think, and you've had this, they think your price is always going to be exactly the same.
Oh, fuck no.
And as you get larger in the industry, your prices change. So how do you deal with those ones?
You tell them your price, your fair price. If it's not in line with what they want to
How
pay,
come it was
then they
cheaper
can go
last
hire
time?
somebody else.
Yeah. No, how come it's
Then they
cheaper last
call
time?
you back
Yeah.
to
And
fix
they
it.
always do. Yeah,
And
they
I
always
don't.
do.
I've never gone back. If you didn't hire me to do the job,
Yeah.
I remember, I think I shared it on a
Yes,
video
yes.
where I had one person reach out to me, ask me a question, was considering hiring me. Then all of a sudden they hired somebody else instead of me.
Yep.
Then they started the work, and then they reached out to me and asked me, it seems like they're doing this project wrong, and I just wanted to get your opinion about it. I responded politely, and I just said, well, I'm sorry, you've hired somebody else out. So
Yep.
this library card is expired. You can't contact me now to ask me
Yep.
if they're doing the job right.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you would have hired me, then I would have did the job, and then you maybe would not have been asking other people if he's doing it right. But
Yeah.
you chose somebody that had a lesser price,
Yeah. Yeah.
and now you want to speak to the person who's got more knowledge, I guess.
I've had situations like that too, though. I've had situations where I've done the work or started the work, and they've hired someone come in while I was mid project.
OBC talk. Floor joists.
Okay.
Floor joists are horizontal structural members. This is for clients that span on an open space and transfer the load to the vertical structural members. And there's a carrying, like it's people have a hard time understanding that load carries. It transfers horizontally, goes vertically, it keeps on carrying. If there's a stop in any run of that path, there's going to be an issue with the house, right? These joists, part of the floor system, carry the weight of everything inside a room, including walls, furniture, appliances, and even people, live and dead low. We all know this. Floor joists must have at least 38 millimeter length of end bearing unless on ribbon boards. Rim boards.
Rim boards.
Yep. Pretty sure it's rim boards.
Yep.
Must be at least 19 millimeter by 89 millimeter lumber let into the studs. If the floor joists are framed into the side of the wood beam, they must be supported on joist hangers and other acceptable mechanical connectors. 38 millimeter by 64 millimeter ledger strips nailed to the side of the beam. This all makes sense. 38 by 38 millimeter ledger strips if at least 489 millimeter nails are used. If floor joists are framed into the side of a steel beam, now we've all done this before, they must be spliced with a 12 mil gap above the beam and 38 millimeter by 38 millimeter lumber at least 600 millimeters long to support the flooring. Hang on, I'm doing
12 mil
math.
gap,
12
really?
mil gap. I didn't know you had to leave a gap.
Wow.
I thought you had to sandwich it. Well, I guess you could just, I've done that before where you're stitching stuff and you're not going all the way to the end. Okay. The bottom flange of the beam or 38 millimeter by 38 millimeter lumber bolted to the web. Yeah, with 6.3 diameter bolts. 6.3 diameter bolts is how much? 6.3 millimeter. We don't have any imperial here. It's all OBCs. And we'll figure that out. Someone write me a letter. I won't read it. All right. Bolt space 600 millimeter apart.
That's for who?
Floor joists in general and OBC talk.
Really? 12 mil, really? That seems awfully thick. 12 mil, really?
12 millimeters. 12
Yeah,
millimeters is half inch.
Yeah.
That's all it is. I've done a half inch bolt before.
Right.
I did it into a LVL, a 16 inch, right? So 12 millimeter gap, above the beam. Yeah, because the I beam has the radius in the center there.
What's code for LVLs and like for maximum span here? I can tell you what they're doing in Manitoba.
How long?
Well, you can actually build if you're going to do like let's for instance we're doing something like we're going to open up a kitchen, and we have a 6 foot section that we actually don't have to use LVLs for that. They said you can actually use 2
dimensional.
by 8. Yeah, you can actually use by code. You can actually use 2 by 8s.
Longest I've seen is 40-foot LVL, 16-inch high.
Yeah.
So it's engineered.
Yeah.
So technically speaking, I guess if you got bearing on both sides, 40 feet, you can go, but it's 16-inch.
Yeah.
So you have a big beam there.
That's a big beam.
And then whatever it's going to be, it's going to probably be minimum 4 ply.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's longer LVLs than 40 feet.
What's your thoughts on the new style of floor joists with the OSB and the 2x4s?
What do you mean, I-joists? Those have been around for a while.
What are your thoughts on it, though, honestly?
I prefer dimensional.
Yes.
But they're convenient for running mechanical. You can drill 3.5-inch holes in them, depending on whatever I-joist it is. But you can start.
Some of them have pop-outs, all right?
Yeah, they have pop-outs. Yeah. But I've also, in 11 and 7/8 I-joist 2x4 plates, was allowed to drill an 8.25-inch hole to run ductwork. Yeah. And that was only in the middle, and it was for a garage. Otherwise, there would have been a bulkhead inside the garage where the garage was already low. It was already at the minimum. It was at the minimum height for the actual garage opener, right? So we were lucky that this joist spanned long enough, but it was there's a calculation, there's a formula that you're allowed to 8-inch. It has to be a circular hole, can't be a square hole. Yep. It was smack in the middle all the way through, one by one, and allowed us to run an 8-inch ductwork all the way through the whole thing and avoid a bulkhead.
So I can't.
Pain in the ass.
So I can't use a sawzall and just cut a square hole?
No, you
can't do that. It can't. Has to be. You can't. Be
I actually built a jig because I-joist. How do you cut a jigsaw I-joist?
Yeah.
You got to put a plate on it to make it all the same level, so you can go over the 2x4 plates.
Yeah.
I do like them.
Yeah.
I prefer dimensional.
Yeah.
But dimensional, you can't drill a hole bigger than 2.5.
No.
You're stuck at that point.
What is your choice for garage door openers? Direct drive or belt drive? Or
I love direct drive.
Yeah, I do too.
I love direct
I
drive.
do too.
So direct drive, but you need the side space. So you need a minimum 10 inches, I think it is, at the side of the track.
I love them.
They're quieter, harder to break in.
Yes.
You don't have that overhead anything.
No.
They're a little more expensive.
Oh, yeah. They're like double the price.
Yeah, but I do like them.
I do too. I'm not a fan. Like, I mean, in Winnipeg, it's no secret that there's a lot of break-ins and car thefts. Oh, it's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy out there. But I'm hearing now, even with chain drive, they're just going in the top plate of the garage doors.
Cutting the wire?
They're just popping open the pin. So the pin that goes over the top, they're just pulling that pin out and they're lifting the garage door right open.
See, but the direct drive, once you lock it,
done.
It's a bolt that goes right through. You cannot physically lift it up.
Can't move it.
That's why I love it.
We should do more of that. So what we should be doing is maybe developing more garages that give us the room to
No,
do
see,
that.
that's the problem is that they'll make the garage so small that the garage doors maximum, so you don't have that 10-inch opening on the side, any side of it. That's what I hate. I can't do it. Trust me, I would love to put a direct drive on mine. I can't do it.
Every single one. I would love that. Every single one be direct drive. Because that's a liability thing too, right?
I'd have to like break brick on the side to make it fit in. It's never gonna work. That's the shit thing about it.
Yeah, but you can do everything, buddy.
No, I can't do that. It's direct drive, man. I can't do direct. You got to eventually give up that battle. You can't do that.
Yeah.
So, where are we gonna go now, Jarret? What do you think of Oakville? Did you drive around Oakville here?
Yeah, everything's pretty central. Like, everything's pretty much right. Oh, I think you're kicking me for some reason.
I used to do that when he was saying wrong things.
Oh,
Kick him
okay.
under the
All
table.
right. Why? What's wrong? What's wrong?
No.
I don't give a shit.
Do you like Oakville?
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not as fast paced over here, so it's
No,
more,
definitely not. You go
As
through
Toronto?
Oh my God.
So it's more my speed.
I swear to God, I thought I felt a blood vessel pop up the side of my skull. And then she told me today, because I guess we were tired last night, and she told me, did you know there's Quebec plates on that rental? I was like, oh, that makes sense. That's why everyone's honking at me. Because they think, yeah, they're from Quebec. No wonder they're so fucking slow.
You know we have people listening in Quebec. Huh? So let's have some fun here. What's the arsenal of tools? Is everything yellow?
No,
that's right.
No.
Okay, so what's not yellow?
Well, all my rigid stuff.
Okay.
I like my rigid stuff.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, yeah. I love my rigid
You
stuff.
still using the warranty?
Yeah, so they're different now, right? They don't have service stations anymore in Winnipeg.
They got rid of them?
They got rid of them. So they don't. So what you do now, it's strange, but what they do now is when you purchase them from Home Depot, right?
Okay.
Home Depot has this thing called the Pro Extra app, right?
Yeah.
And it tells you when you purchased it, gives you the receipt number and all that.
Is it monthly? It's monthly.
What's that?
I think it's monthly. It tells you.
Yeah, I can just log in anytime I want.
Yeah.
So when a tool breaks, you just take it to Home Depot. You show them your Pro Extra. Show that there's that you've already applied the repair or whatever it is. You take it in there, they show them to that. They look at it for a bit and they ask you for this number that doesn't exist. Do it all the time. Say sorry, it doesn't exist, and then say okay, well here's your replacement. That's it. No questions asked. Do I like it? I think it's simpler. Because before when you used to have to take it into the service centers, they would be, okay, well, we'll see you in 6 weeks, right? So then you had to buy another tool. So now you're constantly stuck. I mean, I've got, maybe 6 drills.
Yeah, I used to be like that in the beginning as well too, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, but does your drill 100 screws in 6.3 seconds? Like, does it fucking matter?
Not really.
It doesn't matter.
Not really,
That's
no.
what I mean.
I started my son on the red, and he likes that, right?
Why would you start him on the red? You're yellow and rigid. I don't understand
Yeah.
why you're like.
Because I want him to start something different. Because in case he.
So you can't take your batteries.
Well, that too. But
Yeah, that's what it is.
No, I
so
want-
you know that he'll never be able to take your batteries.
because the two things that can happen, he can either use them and then say, I'm not a fan of them, I like yours, or I'm going to pick a different product.
Yeah.
Right? It all depends what his like is.
I'm going back to you don't want him using yours at all.
Or that
because he's
too,
on
or
your
that too, yeah,
platform. That's
yeah.
why.
Yeah.
That's why you got him on a red.
Or stealing his mother's drill.
Milwaukee. Why? What did you have?
Oh, she just had an old Ryobi.
Yeah, he
Okay.
bought me. Yeah, and
I
just
Interchangeable heads or
well,
it
whatever.
was just gone.
she used to bug me all the time. Can I borrow your drill? I'm at work. Well, I got to screw something in. Okay, so I just ended up buying her cheap Ryobi. But then my son one day said I needed to use it for something. Never got it back.
Because that goes back to he works long hours, so
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm handling everything at home, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah. So
I go back to you guys are hearing all the problems, or not even when you guys are not hearing
Yeah.
the problems, you're seeing all the problems
Yeah.
because of the
Yeah.
way the trades person is acting or
Yeah.
acting around the
Yeah.
family
Yeah.
or
you have to be strong.
all the stressors
You know?
and all that shit, right?
yeah.
My dad worked in construction though my
Same-
whole
so
life,
you
so I
saw
was
that.
I was used to dad not even being home concrete finishing. They went to BC.
Yep.
They did everything. Like, so he wasn't even really home. So mom raised us. And so I just got used to it. Right. So it's just something, you just handled.
Well, tell him how old your dad stopped working, though.
He was probably 75.
Still in
Yeah,
concrete.
he was still, but they were
Concrete is
running.
75.
Well, they were running like a small renovation business, him and his partner, and he just did little puttering on the side and just word of mouth. They didn't have social media then, right?
No, thank goodness.
It was
Flyers.
flyers. It was
Door
the
to
old
door.
Ukrainians in the area. So yeah, I just got used to it, right? And that was just the life that we had, and
Phenomenal guy.
Yeah,
Absolute phenomenal guy.
yeah.
I mean, he would put me to shame when
he taught you a lot of things actually at the beginning, right?
he'd call me. He'd say a lot of things like, "Oh, why are you doing that? Who the fuck taught you to do that?" He'd be like, you do
Probably
it this
Portuguese
way.
guy taught you that, eh?
No, I know. No, he was. Yeah, he would. When I first met him, we bought our first house together. We're gonna put a fence up, and this guy comes in with an auger, a handheld auger, not like a gas powered auger. So he got
What do you mean not a gas powered?
by hand, dude. He did 26 holes by the time.
Why not just use a shovel?
Old school.
Old
He
school,
just
Wow.
yeah.
By himself. He had 26 holes dug by the time we went to, at the time was McDermott. By the time we went and got our posts and all of our 1x6s, he had 26 done by the time we get back. And I was like,
How?
are you fucking kidding me?
He must have been about 64, 65 at that
Not
age.
even sweating. Not even sweating. Like
Yeah.
nothing. And he sat there, and I remember pulling up to the house there and backed up the truck, and I'm looking, and I was like, holy shit. I said, do you have some help? He goes, no, fuck that. Are you guys ready to go? Let's go. Like, that's the way he was, right? And then we think he had a stroke
He did. He had a stroke.
on a roof, fixing at 70.
Yeah, and he fell off the roof.
Felt the roof. Yep, felt the roof, and then didn't really think anything of
No.
it. Got back up. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Like, this guy's just phenomenal.
So he had a paralysis of some sort, fell
went-
off a roof, got back onto the roof, and continued working.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know, that's what I just said, right? I was like, you got to be kidding me.
He's an old
School.
German.
Oh, God, yeah.
Meanwhile, the generation today has got a splinter.
Yes,
and they're taking a week
exactly.
off.
Oh,
Exactly.
I know.
Yeah.
What's the new one there?
New one. There's a new one?
I had a guy that I was training as an electrical apprentice.
Okay.
What was his name now? I can't remember. He worked for me 2 days and then called in on Monday to say he had to have a mental day off. And I said, what? You had to have a what? It was very stressful.
Mental health day.
Mental health day. And I was like,
Which is fine because, we all need those. But not
get
after
it.
2 days.
After 2 days, and I think my exact words for him were, "Am I being fucking punked here, dude? Like seriously, are you fucking kidding me?" Well, and I said, "Did you drink all weekend long? Like what's going on here, man?"
Did you give him the Jarret line, the cookie line?
Oh, the cookie line, yeah. Did you want a cookie? You like that one, eh?
I
That's
love
good.
that one.
Yeah.
I love that one.
Or what's the other one I always say? I actually learned from a good buddy of mine. Sounds like a whole lot like a you problem.
Yeah.
I've got that.
Yeah.
I've had clients that say, "Oh, I'm having a problem with this," and I'd say, "Oh, it sounds like a whole lot of a you problem." That's fuck all to do with me.
Maybe this is not helping the generation get into the industry. Maybe we should be giving them like 5 days a week for mental health days, and we should have a jar of cookies on the job site.
They need to be inspired. Whatever happened to them being inspired? Do you think the shows have destroyed them?
No, you know my opinion about that shit.
No, I know your opinion, but in open forum, I mean, do you think that's what's?
They would be inspired if there was a fair representation of the industry on any show. They would be inspired. They'd be like,
Yeah.
you saw the passion in Jim's show, and what
Yes.
does Jim do? Jim did his job.
Yeah.
And you saw the passion and the inspiration coming from Jim. And technically, if you looked at it, he wasn't doing anything. But I also argue the point, Jerry Seinfeld show, what was the show about? Fucking nothing. He
Yeah.
wasn't doing anything.
Absolutely.
But yet, you were entertained and you watched it and it inspired you and it was funny. Jim did that. What's being done today isn't. There's nothing there. Literally, there's nothing there.
No.
So they may. I agree with you. They may look at the HGTV community there, and they go, "Well, I don't want to be a part of that. I might want to be a part of the team that makes that because it really means I don't have to lift anything or do any heavy lifting."
Social media.
Yeah.
TikTok. You get these guys that are posting all this stuff on TikTok. And they love that. So is there something that we need to do? Like, do we need more social media stuff to inspire
I think
them?
people in construction are toning down their social media presence or their social media engagement.
Because they're getting called on it.
I don't know if they might be getting called on it, but I think that there's two avenues here where the real tradesperson doesn't have time for that bullshit and rather have a conversation like this and speaking to somebody in person and talking the way we used to do it.
Yeah.
Right. And then you have the other option where, okay, I'll go full tilt and I'll be a social media influencer and I'm not going to be swinging the hammer at all now. All right, fine. Then choose that route. So now you're part of the HCTV clan there. Yeah.
Is that what we are as GCs? Are we social media influencers?
You can say, technically speaking, you are, but I don't give it. Like, I don't take it.
I don't go out of my way.
It's not. I wouldn't. You wear it as a badge. I don't give a shit about it.
No, we're kind of like what do we refer to as? We're babysitters.
Trade sitters.
Yeah, trade sitters.
Yeah. Trade sitters, right?
Yeah.
But the problem is, I think we just stay in our lane and just keep on making construction look as amazing as it really is.
Yep.
And then I think the ones that do want to get into it, they will notice. They will see it. It may take longer.
No, I think so.
But it's like there's been a lot of people on the show recently that have just said this is not a problem that's going to get solved next week. This is going to take a decade, if not more, to solve.
Absolutely.
So, but all we can do is, fuck the monkeys that are doing what they're doing.
Yep.
And just focus on what's going on here. Get that excitement again. I mean, I'm sure you get excited when your project comes down the pipe and
new projects.
They wanted to do this. They wanted to do this. You've got enough experience now that you can vet the clients.
Yep.
And if you feel that they're going to be an asshole, then don't do the job for them and walk away.
That's
young person out there listening. Just understand saying a no gets you closer to saying yeses later on. That's all it is, man. Don't grab any and all no's.
Don't grab everything.
No.
Don't grab everything. Do your research. Understand it. Are you going to make money off of this thing, or is there a different idea to it? Are you doing it because you're trying to build up your clients? And a lot of the guys are doing that. A lot of them they will take the crap jobs because they want to build that client base. But you got to understand the clients that you're going to build, they're not going to be there forever.
You realize that, though, January is coming up here. We're in November, coming close to December as we're listening and recording this. Yeah. The IBS show is coming up. Coverings is showing up. KVIS is coming up. So all of a sudden, the influencers are going to come out of the woodwork that all the professionals are going to be sharing their opinion about what the construction industry should be. Mm-hmm. I'm being asked to go. Yep. I'm not a fan of Vegas. I'm sorry, Vegas. I'm sorry, Americans. I'm not a fan of that town. But also, I'm not a fan of the show being the same over so many years. I know that COVID has happened, but it was like that right before. It was really boring. Even the last 3 years that I went, it was really boring. Yeah. When I say it was really boring, it was like I haven't seen anything new. Construction is about new. It's about innovative. It's about let's get juices flowing, right? Yeah. There's promising going on where this year should be different, better. Something's going on next year. I should say January. It's the end of January is happening, but I don't think so. I think I'm paying attention to what's going on in Europe. I'm paying attention to what the world is doing. Yeah. Other than just what North America is doing. Yeah. Sure, that's going to piss off the North Americans here, the Canadians and Americans. I don't give a shit. I want to go back to where it was in the beginning, where I want to learn. Yeah. I want to learn what's going on. There's new innovative shit that's going on in construction. Absolutely. Just got to filter it through all the bullshit Kardashian construction. That's all you got to do, right? Yeah.
That is a nice thing, though. Kardashian and construction.
That's what you call it? Kardashians just need, I'd say how many trucks of concrete would I need to get rid of that whole clan? And one excavator.
That's a lot.
Yeah. I'm with Metallica on that one, man. Their T-shirt. Green Book Talk, heavy machinery fines. Let's play a little fine game here. Okay. Can you see this bit?
No.
I can't. Leaving a machine controls unattended. What is the fine for that? Jumping out of the machine and doing something and then coming back in. What do you think that fine will be?
Not sure.
$250.
No way.
Passing an excavating machine or its load over a worker.
Oh, that's going to be big. That's going to be large.
What do you think that is?
$750.
$250.
Really? That's it?
I think you get extra points if you hit him on the hard hat. Passing a hoisting device load over a worker. What do you think the fine on that is?
Same price.
$250. Yeah. You see a pattern here, right? Yeah. Doing other work while acting as a signal. Oh, that's right. You got one job as a signal. You can't do anything else. What's the fine for that one? On your TikTok page and your stop slow. What's the fine for that one?
Is it $250?
$250. Failing to wear a prescribed garment as a signaler. What's the fine for that? Which would mean high vis, safety vest, all your essential.
I find there might be a bit of a pattern here, so I'm going to say $250.
$250. Yeah. Using a suspended object as a workplace. Suspended object as a workplace. Oh yeah. Shit, like a platform. Ah, fuck for sure. What do you think that is?
Is that 300 minus 50?
250. Operating a hoisting device without qualifications. What do you think?
That's only 250. Are you serious?
250.
See, and they push you. They really push you to have these operators' licenses in there, even for forklifts.
You would think that these fines would be more, huh?
Well, yeah.
I think that they're at that price because I think it happens so often that they can, yellow card all these guys and then they just rally it up, right?
Because I'm doing my math and going, okay, $20 an hour times,
So I will say this, that on a job site, but is there any evidence of this? Maybe not. I'm not exactly sure. We were shooting some video.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
I don't know how to operate these machines,
Eh.
but we were shooting some video, and there was a cameraman by the bucket, and I just reached into the cab of the excavator.
Yeah.
And I grabbed the joystick,
Okay.
and the bucket hit the cameraman. Gently pushed him into the hole. He survived. Didn't have a bruise.
Yeah.
He totally survived. And camera was good, by the way. Yeah, that happened.
Did he want you to fine you because you're laughing all the way that he was falling?
If you watch the footage over and over, because the camera's facing the cab,
Yeah.
and I sneak into frame,
Yeah.
and you can see me smirking just as I'm grabbing the joystick. But then I see the arm just quickly move this way, and it knocks him, and he goes, and I'm like, "Oh shit, that actually happened." And I was like, "You okay?" He was okay.
Years ago, years and years ago, there's a construction company. Can I give names out or no?
Sure, you can.
Barca Construction in Winnipeg.
Barca.
Barca.
Okay.
BARCA.
Okay.
They were on a job site. And I guess what happened, there's a couple of kids that were playing on a Bobcat. I think it was just a track loader or something like that. It was a track loader. So what happened was, I guess they were jumping in one's chasing one. He was jumping in the bucket, jump out, and the guy would chase after him. They thought it was funny as hell. Mm-hmm. The kid lost his life because what happened was he was lifting the bucket, didn't see the kid standing there, knocked the kid right out. Machine ran right over top of him.
Oh, man.
The guy that ran over him, and I'd found this out later on that they were brothers. So the guy was so done that his brother was puking on the site. They had to actually, mental safety, they took that machine, they did this big investigation into this guy and all that, and the kid completely got out of construction just because of that. But I'd heard about this story, and the guy who told me about it was so detailed about it, and he was like, "Oh my God, the guy's guts are just coming out." I was like, "Oh, come on, really?"
Man.
But I can just imagine, and it just stupidity. That's all it was. It's just someone lost their life because of stupidity.
I thought it was gonna be a funny story, man.
Yeah.
No, that was not funny. No, that
It's
was
like a
just
serious story.
No, that was a very serious.
No,
story.
I feel bad about mine.
Well, we can
It's
edit
just like-
again, and I can.
What do you
a
mean
funny
edit?
story.
It was actually funny. Mine was. He survived. He didn't even get a bruise.
Oh,
It was a love tap, and he lost his balance.
but you're laughing. Now he's got
I was
PTSD because you're laughing at him.
laughing
I mean, there's
because
just,
the arm moves so fast, and then you bring up a death story, man.
That's just a story. So you're like a good cop, bad cop kind of thing, right? You're the funny guy.
I'm conflicted now, man. I'm conflicted.
But we talk a lot about safety though. That's
It's. I mean, sure. I mean, there's been little things here and
That's just
there,
a
but
opinion.
I've never gotten to that point where something as serious as that has happened.
No.
I wouldn't want that or have that happen, right?
But where's the site super when this was happening? Because I mean, if someone's watching
On
this,
my site.
no, on this site, like where's
First
the
of
site?
all, I started this whole thing by saying there's no evidence of this. Okay, I could have made this whole story up. This could have been fabrication.
That's true.
Could have been.
This one too.
There's no evidence. Well, there are the parties that were there.
Yeah. you guys are tight now or no?
Well, I don't know. No, I'm not speaking to any of them anyway.
No,
So
no.
maybe it resurfaces one day. I don't know. I'll just deny it.
But you've always had that though.
It was funny. I'm sorry, but it was funny. And then you bring up the sad story, man. It's terrible, man.
Yeah, but you've always had that though. You've always had that. Yeah. And you tell me a story, and then I'll say, "What? Are you still talking to them?" Well, no, I'm not going to. You have a tendency of doing that, though. You know that.
What's that?
You have a tendency
Pulling
of
cranes over and hitting people?
no. You'll have a good friendship with someone, and then something you think is funny, and they take personal, and all of a sudden they don't talk to you anymore. And you're like,
I don't give a
know.
shit about
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
I don't care about that.
And you wonder where I learned it.
I'm down to like one or two friends left. That's it.
Yeah, and she'll say to me all the time, "You talk to Manny?"
I just like,
talk
you
to
know what?
Manny?"
I can get more friends.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I got.
not
I'll
like
go to the friend store and buy another one.
Not this
That's
guy.
it.
Not like this guy. Buddy.
No, Jerry, what else are we going to chat about? We're close to wrapping it up.
What
By
is
the way, Candace, I do feel for you guys because, yeah, we put you guys through a lot of crap. I'm just going to say, including myself.
No, I know.
I'm not taking myself out of this equation.
No.
I've put, and trust me, I've had those conversations in relationships, and I'm like, fuck, yeah, that's not right.
No.
I don't know how to fix it, but that's not right.
No. What do you think? You grow alligator skin?
No, that's not the right way to do it.
No. We just have to be better.
I think you have to take, I would say it's abuse for your personal life.
Yeah.
Stop that and defend your professional life and tell your clients, sorry, I have a life. I have a significant other.
Yeah.
I have a family.
Yeah.
I have my personal,
Yeah.
same way you do.
Yeah.
And I'm not disrupting yours. You've hired me, but I'm going to ask you to respect mine. And you draw a line there. And then you don't have to go home and be consumed about it over the weekend and then start your week tense.
Yeah.
Tense, man. We're already working a perishable career, right?
Apparently, yeah.
No, we do have
Yeah.
set amount of years, right?
Yeah.
That's it. So now you want to just strain the mental on that as well, too.
Yeah.
It's just going to make your personal life. This is a hard year. This has been a hard year for tradespeople in general. Lots of separations, lots of divorce going on, lots of all kinds of shit going on.
Yeah.
You know, and broken up friendships, all kinds of shit, right? So we already have enough.
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about that. And like I'm sure if you're not focused too, but does not hurt you too, Jarret, if you're on this job site and your mind's all over the place. Now you're worrying about your family and now you're worrying about your professional life. That's when an accident could potentially happen. You
Yeah.
could not be paying attention when you're cutting a piece of wood or something.
Yeah.
And you don't want that to happen, let alone you get hurt or somebody else gets hurt on the job site.
Absolutely.
So if we just, when we're on the job site, we focus on there. We draw a line to the clients, we focus on that.
Yeah.
We come home to our family, we take care of our family. We focus on that.
Yeah. No,
I
you're
think
right.
those are the solutions. So that's why I was
Yeah.
just saying that I feel for you guys because I'm also guilty of that action. I'm guilty of several things in this world, but I'm guilty of that action, right? Too.
Well, we just have to. I think we just have to inspire the new generation coming in to not make the same mistakes we make.
Like I said, they get started a lot faster than we do.
They do. I know.
Right, they already are leaps and bounds ahead of us before what they're doing, and we're hoping that they can come up with better ideas later on.
Well, they don't want to do a lot of the service stuff that we do, though.
Why not?
It's not. There's no money in it to them.
When the recession hits next year,
Oh, they will. Yeah.
Yeah.
all you
then
service people
Yeah.
are going to be in great shape.
Yeah.
Great shape.
Oh yeah.
Because that's going to happen. That's going to mandatory. I need to fix, clean out, whatever, upgrade,
everything.
problem. Like I need a service person here to take care of my electrical, plumbing, HVAC,
Absolutely.
roofs maybe. It ain't going to be about what color pool we're going to install. No.
No. The fun stuff will be gone. It'll be.
Well, it'll be maintaining the pool
Yeah. Yeah.
once the pool's in there.
Oh, I know.
But yeah, no, I mean, and I think the guys would, actually, it would be smart if you are a tradesperson to actually start taking some courses or learn a little bit about servicing
Yeah.
and offer that
Yeah.
as part of your business. I do know a lot of the smarter trades that are preparing for this. They're looking at doing smaller projects and going back to the clients that are on the fence and saying, well, we don't want to pull the trigger on that at rear addition, but we might be interested in doing a master bathroom. Right. So then give full tilt to the master bathroom, come up with full tilt ideas for that master bathroom, and don't look at it like, oh shit, we could have made $300K on the rear addition.
Yeah.
Now we're only going to make $60K on the master bathroom. Yeah. Focus on the $60K because right now there's zero coming in.
Yeah, exactly right. Tesla, you hear what Tesla's trying to push for this EV thing. They're now trying to get people more involved in stations. You can actually buy the whole charging station that Tesla will actually forward you. So they're
What are you talking about?
So Tesla's trying to do this thing now. There's a project right now in Winnipeg, just off of McGillivray. They're creating, Tesla's now fronting people who have land to actually create major charging stations, like major charging stations. Tesla,
on your property.
if you have spare property.
You're talking about like farmland or
farmland, it could be industrial land, whatever you have. They're forwarding equipment to do it now.
it doesn't cost you anything.
It costs you a fucking thing.
You're going to get a percentage of whatever's being built.
Yeah. They're pushing. They're pushing for
Is that going to affect the cows like the windmills affected the cows?
Maybe. I doubt it, but
I don't.
I don't know what the catch is to it. I don't understand it, but I had a client the other day saying they were buying property because Tesla's doing this program where they're supplying.
Why is Tesla doing? I'm trying to.
I don't know.
Figure out. I mean, he's a smart cookie.
Oh, absolutely.
But I mean, I'm trying to figure out
Why he's doing it.
I can't take EV seriously until
our
I'm
grid
told.
can't support it.
Who did?
Our grid can't support it.
No, you're an electrician. You're a master.
Yeah.
We've had this conversation.
Yeah.
If everybody was to switch over to an EV, we'd be in a far worse situation.
Absolutely.
And actually, that doesn't eliminate all the fossil fuel that's being consumed by any country.
No.
So I don't understand. I guess everybody's on the train. Don't you remember back in the? This was funny. Remember when Carter was the president of the U.S. there?
Yep.
And he was all green.
Yep.
Which is great. This is back in the 70s.
Yep.
So he put solar panels on the roof of the White House.
Yep.
Then Reagan became president, and he removed all the solar panels off the roof.
Oh my God!
And I just keep going back to the original source, like when GM had their what the fuck was it called? EV1.
Yeah.
EV1, right?
Yeah.
So that documentary.
Yeah.
So they were doing that back in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s.
Yep.
And they only built so many of them. And then they destroyed every single one except for 2, I think, which is in the museum right now.
Yep.
But could you imagine if GM stayed focused on that EV1 back in the late 80s, early 90s, what we would be? Yeah. So now everyone's getting on the train right now, but nobody talks about the carbon footprint that the batteries create to make those vehicles.
I know.
Put that on the sticker price. Start telling me those numbers, and tell me those same numbers in a combustible engine as well.
What they're saying.
Tell me both, so then I can make a conscious decision on which vehicle I want to purchase.
Yeah.
But you're not giving me all the information.
No.
So I'm going to stay with my combustible engine.
And I'll just keep on driving my new diesel.
Time for the 12 questions, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for the 12 questions?
Shoot.
There's no right and wrong, and there's definitely no cash prizes. Maybe one day there will be cash prizes.
Maybe.
What is your favorite construction word? We'll start with Ken's, or what are we going to start with? Start with Jarret?
Finished.
Finished.
Construction word.
This is a 90-minute show.
No, it's a telethon right now. It's 24 hours.
Completed. Paid.
Yes. Paid, yes.
What is your least favorite construction word?
I have to go back. No, that's not really a word.
You could be a phrase. Some people share phrases. There's no rules on this game show.
We need to put it on hold for now.
Hold. Candace.
Time frame.
What turns you on in construction?
Great clients.
The money.
What turns you off in construction?
people not acting, people not working together. Yeah.
Clients wanting unrealistic expectations.
Yeah.
What's your favorite curse word?
Fuck, I don't know.
Shit.
What's your favorite vehicle? Anything in the world. Doesn't have to be construction related.
2019 Dodge Ram 2500 Cummins diesel.
Yellowstone.
I would probably say Camaros.
Which year?
The newer ones.
Newer ones?
Yeah.
Okay, you can stay on that.
I always wanted a yellow one.
A bumblebee?
Is it going to come and start growing arms and stuff?
What is your least favorite vehicle? I just got a suggestion.
I'm not a fan of electric. I'm not. I'm being brutally honest. I don't see any good coming from it at all. So no EV.
Probably the little beetles.
The bugs?
Yeah.
bugs?
Yeah.
The bugs. VW
bugs.
bugs. What construction sound or noise do you guys love?
I love the saw.
Any saw?
I'd say my skill saw. I love the sound of that thing.
So you realize next time you're on the show, you're going to be wearing a Bosch shirt, right?
I think so.
Candace?
I say the drill because it means that my husband's doing some work around the house.
What construction sound or noise do you guys hate?
I don't think there's really anything that I hate.
Nothing's loud?
No, not really. I like it all because every time I hear any construction noise, I know there's productivity.
Compressor comes up a lot. Lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, compressor. Yeah.
I actually do like the sound of a compressor. That's just me, but
I
So
would
this
say
is-
compressor,
compressor?
yeah.
That's the two things happen there. It's like losing air, so you got to
got to
replace it.
replenish.
Yeah, or else you're working that thing so hard that it's
That was hate, right? Yes. What profession other than your own would you guys like to attempt one day?
That's a hard one.
Anything in the world.
Anything in the world?
Anything in the world.
I don't know. No, that's a hard one. I would like to own my own podcast one day.
You can start it tomorrow.
Done.
You can own it.
Yeah.
I used to want to be a police officer before I became a nurse.
You're just choosing two difficult ones.
Yeah.
Wow. What profession would you guys not like to do?
Police officer. Yeah.
Exact opposite, because his dad was a cop.
Yeah, my
That's
dad was
why.
a cop. True story. My dad was a policeman for 38 years. He retired as a detective sergeant, so he was up there pretty good. When my brother and I were younger, we were pushed that route. So we both did in Winnipeg. It's called POPAT, which is Police Officers Physical Abilities Test.
Okay.
So we both passed through that. We both were police volunteers.
Okay.
My brother went a lot higher than I did, but I just couldn't do it. And I had the conversation with my dad one day, and he asked me why I didn't pursue it. And I think I said to him right out, I don't even like cops, Dad. I said, honestly, I think it's a thankless position, and I just can't see myself getting shot at for $40,000 a year. And I was honest about it, right? I think it was disappointing to him because I think he really wanted me, of all people, to become a cop. But I told him out. I said, I would be a bad cop. I said, I would not. I would be that guy that everyone would just absolutely hate. And I just didn't want to do that. It wasn't in my blood to do that. So
And your brother didn't do it either?
my brother went as far as RCMP, and then he married the wrong woman, had a fight, physical fight.
Oh, so he became an RCMP?
He was stationed to go. He was ready to go, and then
Okay.
he married the wrong woman, and there was a physical confrontation with her and him. And in Manitoba, there's this law called zero tolerance. And all he did was she bit him, and he grabbed her to remove him. Police came, picked him up, and he was still wearing his uniform. He was done. Done.
Wow.
But then he's the one who worked for PCL as a pipe fitter supervisor, so he's making $500,000 a year. So it was a win-win for him because
Not getting shot at.
No, not getting shot at, but having guys that hated him. So he was okay with it, though. Yeah.
Candace?
Psychiatrist.
Last question. If heaven exists, what would you guys like to hear God say when you arrive at those pearly gates?
You did good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome. Here is all your loved ones.
Ooh. Just gotta top me.
I do.
That's good.
That was good.
Jared and Candace, thank you so much for
Thank you for having
coming
us.
on the show.
I
It's
appreciate
been a
it.
pleasure to
Thank
finally
you, Manny.
meet.
You too.
I know we've spoken like FaceTime how many times while we're both driving, breaking the law.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Yeah.
And I've heard all about you.
Honking. All kinds of stuff. Pacific Well General Contracting Services, PacificWellGeneralContracting.com, IndustryPro2022@gmail.com, and then it's on Instagram at Pacific Well General Contracting. What words of wisdom do you want to share with the youngins before we wrap this one up?
Keep pushing. Don't give up. Don't get if you're determined to make a difference in this industry, keep pushing. Don't give up. That's big. Don't let clients get to you because there's always a better client out there.
It's true.
Yep.
It's very, very true.
Listen to Manny. He knows everything.
No. This show's always been about the guests, never been about me.
After the show, I'll post his personal phone number so everyone can call.
Hey, I already do it on every single show, so I don't give a shit. It's already out there, and the email is there, out there. Everything is out there. That's all. Just don't show up on my doorstep. That's
Okay.
it. So we didn't even get a chance. You're a nurse, and we've gone through all the bullshit that was happening in the world and shit like that. That must have been fun.
It was very difficult years. I think it's been very trying through COVID, not just for nursing, but I think in general with everyone's mental health.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
It's interesting you bringing up a cop because the thing is next week we have a cop that's going to come. Oh, sorry. Husband and wife real estate team.
Oh, nice.
So they this is really fucking weird. This is really weird. She was a paramedic. He was a cop. 17 years, both of them.
Oh, wow.
And they both left that because of the forced mandates. And so now they're a real estate couple. They started as a side hustle, and now they're focusing on that. But they did leave because they were forced, and they both left those professions.
She lost a lot of coworkers in Manitoba after
I
this.
can imagine.
Oh, my God.
I can imagine.
By the thousands.
So he's going to, Mike, and I don't think she's coming on. I don't think she wants to come on, but Mike, he's coming on the show to have a conversation about his new business and real estate agent. He's also doing another business, but he wants to touch upon that side of the business because he did give his life 17 years worth.
Yes, yeah.
And that's a lot, right? So
Absolutely.
he wants to discuss it. So that, I'm curious about that.
Yep.
To discuss it.
Oh, that's cool, buddy.
Thanks very much, man. Thanks
No
so
problem,
much for
brother.
taking the trek and coming down to Toronto and realizing that we're all assholes down here on the road. I wouldn't disagree with you. We are all assholes on the road.
Well, this probably won't be my first trip. It would take some time to kind of get used to the people.
Hopefully you get a chance to see Jim.
Oh, yeah.
Take a look at him, right? And go, hey, what's going on, fucker? Nah, he always makes time for everybody, man, as much as he can possibly can.
Like I said, he's a very approachable guy. So he hasn't been starstruck where,
He was never jaded by that bullshit.
No.
I've had plenty of booze and plenty of conversations with him, and there's been a lot of Ukrainian spirits coming out of the woodwork and having open and honest conversations about the industry and the bullshit and all kinds of shit. And you can learn a lot just from speaking to the guy.
Oh, yeah.
all.
He's a good resource, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys.
thank you very much.
Thank you, Angelina. I think we're out of here now.
Yep.